Welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I'm Mayor Diane Jones, your host, and today we have several guests, 2 guests to be exact, Carla Hover and Dave Desjardins, and they both work for Yavapai County. And our topic today is going to be the Arizona SciTech Festival and the offshoot, the Verde Valley SciTech Festival. We're on our 3rd year, I think, of having a SciTech Festival, and Yavapai County's been working with us for a couple of years.
2 years. And
I just want to first, before we get into talking about what the SciTech Festival is about and why everybody in town should go, I'll ask you a little bit about yourselves, and we'll start with Dave. You want to share a little bit of information about yourself? Where do you work and who do you work for?
My name again is Dave Desjardins. I work for the Yavapai County Flood Control District in Prescott, and I'm in charge of our flood warning system. And it's all over Yavapai County. We have Yavapai County's 8,000 square miles, and it's vast. We have also Maricopa County has some gauges and things in here, so we're work with other agencies also. And a little bit about myself, born and raised in Prescott Valley, Arizona.
Okay, so I'm a native of Prescott Valley. Yeah. That's pretty unique, actually, isn't it?
Yes, very few of us left.
Right.
Yeah. I'm married. I have 3 kids. My wife's a teacher at Liberty Traditional School. I'm a basketball coach there for the 7th and 8th grade boys basketball, and I have a high schooler, an 8th grader, and a 6th grader, so we're very busy.
You are extremely busy, a very busy family. Well, thank you for sharing that. And Carla?
I've worked for the county now for 16 years and oversee the community health education programs. And that means we're out in the schools, out in the community, talking to classrooms, talking at community events about anything that encourages healthy lifestyle choices.
Great.
And we work with everybody from early childhood all the way up through older adults. And I've lived in the Verde Valley for over 20 years.
Boy, you're almost a native, right?
In Cottonwood. My children went through schools here and are now grown and out on their own. And I have
some beautiful grandchildren.
3 lovely grandchildren who get all of my vacation time.
Okay. And they deserve that, right?
Yes, they do.
Being Facebook friends, I see how much you enjoy them.
Yes, I love them and love the time with them.
Spend with them. So the SciTech Festival is something that we have been working on, and I just want to share a little bit of information about some of the participants, and I don't have everybody on this list, but Yavapai County, of course, and we have Yavapai College, Embry-Riddle, Sedona, the town of Sedona, city of Sedona, Clarkdale, Cottonwood, Camp Verde, and we have the Camp Verde schools, the Beaver Creek School. So Rimrock folks in Beaver Creek area, they're working with us. Precision Labs, Waste Management, Patriot, Unisource Gas comes, APS. Our national monuments are there. Cottonwood Oak Creek School District, Mingus Union High School. Our Sedona schools are participating. This is their 1st year, and we're so excited to have them. Big Park School will be participating. The Cornville School has its own little event. We have Cottonwood Fire and Police, Clarkdale Fire, Camp Verde, Cottonwood and Sedona Libraries, VACT, Verde River Valley Nature Organization, Friends of the Verde River Greenway, Verde Valley Archaeology, and that's actually, there's way more than that. I just, this morning was, whatever came up to mind, I jotted down on a piece of paper just to let everybody know how much participation we have. And this all started right here when I attended the Flynn Foundation leadership class and met Jeremy Babinger, who was in my class, and he runs the Arizona SciTech Festival. And he called me up one day and he said, how about a SciTech Festival in Cottonwood? And I said, oh, okay, great. One more thing to add to do, but yes, let's talk about it. And it was a great idea. So he came up and he met with some schools and other entities, some of the people on this list, and so we sort of started patching a SciTech Festival together. And I thought, well, why not the entire Verde Valley, which was a great idea because I have never seen, so many people working together on something. So SciTech, what's that about? So STEM or STEAM, but science, technology, engineering, and math. And if you add the arts, it's STEAM. It's from STEM to STEAM. And we have added the arts to what we're trying to do. So, we're trying to encourage our children to be interested in science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We want to prepare our children for the future, and we want to be sure that our children in the United States of America have access to these wonderful jobs that will be available. We don't even know now what the jobs will be.
Right.
We're just, to prepare for the future is difficult because the world is changing so fast. But we really, with the SciTech Festival, we really want people to know that it's not just about the kids. We can't leave it up to the schools. We can't just leave it up to the children and hope that they know that working in the sciences is a good thing. It has to be the community. The community has to support it. The moms, the dads, the businesses, the government entities, the nonprofits. So we are all working together to promote this for our children here in the Verde Valley. And we thought, rather than just coming and talking like I'm doing about the SciTech Festival, which, by the way, will be the first week of April. There will be events throughout the week, and people can learn what those events are on our Facebook page, Verde Valley SciTech Festival, or vvscitech.org is also the website. And we're just kind of redoing that website right now, so there's not a lot of information on it like there was, but we're working on it. Thanks to Kathy Hellman of the library in Camp Verde. She's kind of taken over doing this, whereas Rudy Rodriguez, Cottonwood's finance director, was trying to do all of that, and he has a lot of duties, as does Kathy, so we appreciate both of them for what they're doing. And one of the main things that the group wanted to do was to get our children to the college. We wanted our kids to be able to go to Yavapai College and experience what is available at the college. So Yavapai College holds what we call our main event, our expo, and it's the first Friday of April this year. And it starts at 5 o'clock, and so families can come. There's a lot of things to do. And so we just invited you to be on the show today, Yavapai County, to show the public a little bit about things they might see if they go to the SciTech Festival. Okay. And there's one at Mingus Union High School. There's one in Camp Verde, there's one in Beaver Creek, there's an event in, like I said, Cornville. There will be events at the city of Sedona, and Cottonwood is quite involved with it, with our fire, police, utilities. And so we also have Clarkdale, and Clarkdale pretty much collaborates with Yavapai College, and they have a lot of their things at that event. But it's just really miraculous how all these people in the community are working together, and it's fantastic. So a little bit about what someone, a family that brings their kids to one of these events.
Okay.
A little bit about what you might be showing and teaching.
Okay. Well, this is only our second year of participating, and I'm very excited. The planning committee has been just awesome. They do a really good job. But this year we will be at Mingus Union High School. During the day when the students will be going through, we will be doing a display on public health and what is public health. Many of our colleges here in Arizona have great programs, public health degrees, and we would love to see more students go that way and start looking into public health because it covers so many different areas.
So are you talking about a career?
A career in public health.
In the sciences?
Yes,
and
in the sciences.
Science, math, and
because the science of
technology
health is not just the medical clinical piece. There's also so much more. We do the health education. We have environmental health, maternal child health. There are many, many avenues for students to look at.
So a great occupation.
So it's a great occupation if somebody wants to go into public health. So I'm going to do a display on what is public health and all the different areas that it might cover for the students during the day. And then in the afternoon, when the general public comes in, I'm going to do more on what it is we do for education, because we have all the research, we do follow evidence-based programs, but then we bring it to a level where it's more interactive and people can look at it and touch it and enjoy learning about the science and the technology.
And I think that, I mean, your displays and what you're showing really draw the young people in,
Yes.
because some of it's a little bit gross, and sometimes certain age groups really love gross stuff, and the grosser the better, right?
Yes, the grosser the better. So, would you like to see Mr. Grossmouth?
I would like to see Mr. Grossmouth. She has a surprise right here for us.
Okay, this is Mr. Grossmouth. So when we go into schools or have community events, we take Mr. Grossmouth along if we're talking about tobacco issues. And we look at it from an oral health standpoint and make sure that people know if you chew tobacco, if you're a smoker, your dentist is going to be the first one that picks up on things. Okay? Do you want me to open it?
Oh dear.
So this is some of the things that can happen if you are a chewer or a smoker.
Maybe you can
we
like
see
hold
it?
that up a
Hold it
little
up
bit?
so they can see it.
Yeah.
So this is tooth decay, gingivitis. It actually has a couple of cancer spots in here, and that's why it's so very important for oral health, because the dentist will pick up those cancer spots and the gingivitis early on.
Okay.
Dentists are the first ones to say you need to stop smoking.
Right.
So our
yes.
hope is that we can get this out to children, students at a young age, and they can see some of this, because you're right, it's gross, and they go, oh, I don't want my
wanna
mouth
do
to look like that.
Right, right.
So this is one of the ways that we can get that information across.
Did you know it's already time for a break?
Okay.
Okay, we will be right back with Inside Cottonwood in just a moment.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm Mayor Diane Jones, your host, and we have Carla and Dave with us today from Yavapai County. So you have a little bit of information about an upcoming event
Yes,
you want to share.
I just wanted to let everybody know we have a fairly new clinic where all of our doctors, nurses, dental are located on Brian Mickelson Parkway in Cottonwood. And they're actually doing an open house to invite everybody in to meet the physicians, meet our staff. And it will be on February 12th from 4 to 6. And we're just inviting everybody to come. I'll be there with displays and talking about public health, but many of our other programs will be there, and
Okay.
people will have a chance to walk through the clinic.
Great. So if you see this, if you're watching this show before February 12th, some of you may be watching it after February 12th, be sure that you stop in at the Yavapai County Health Clinic. And that's just in the complex. Brian Mickelson Parkway
Right.
is in the complex with the county building, and
The
the
library and
library
the rec
is right
center.
there. The the rec
Yes.
center, the complex of governmental services, I would say.
Yes.
So yes, hopefully you'll get some attendance for
Yes.
that. So let's talk about, so we really did a fast fly through on Mr. Grossmouth, and if somebody really wants to see him, they'll have to come to the SciTech
Yes.
Festival. But let's talk about this. What does this, Rethink Your Drink?
One of the areas that we cover is nutrition, in both the classroom and in the community. And one of the things is we encourage people to start looking at their intake of sugar-sweetened beverages. And you can talk about it, but people still have their sodas. And
Right, it's kind of something that they enjoy.
yeah,
So.
and this is a very graphic display of how
the
much sugar is in each of these things. We always encourage water as the beverage of choice. Can they see
Can
that?
we see this?
Okay.
All right.
And then this is graduated as to how much sugar it is in each of these. So any of these drinks, this is in grams, but if you look at your beverages, and it always says grams on the back of on the label, divide it by 4, and that gives you the number of teaspoons
Of sugar.
of sugar, which is much more relatable to most people than grams. So we take this out, we use it in clinics, we use it for education to get the point across that we really want to be drinking water most of the time. Because if somebody looks at that, they're like, I would never.
That's a lot of
I would
sugar."
never eat that much sugar. But
Right.
you can drink that much sugar in one beverage without even realizing it.
Wow, that's amazing. So those are just some of the things that the Yavapai County Health Department will be showing. So we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back with Dave and some flood control presentations of what will be shown at the SciTech Festival.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. Mayor Diane Jones, your host, and we're going to talk a little bit about Yavapai County flood control and what children and adults in the whole community is going to learn at the SciTech Festival. And we have Dave Desjardins here working in flood control. So, Cottonwood knows all about Cottonwood, Clarkdale, Camp Verde. We know all about floods. Yep. What was it, 1995 or 93, one of those years we had a massive flood right here in the towns that are on the river in the Verde Valley. And so since that time, I think back in those times we didn't have a lot of mechanisms to warn people. And the county has worked very hard. County Board of Supervisors and staff have worked very hard to get an alert system for people. So share a little bit about that.
Yeah, this alert system, a lot of it's been installed since '93. We're always adding every year. This year we're adding, coming up in the next couple of months, we're adding 4 more new sites. So we're always making it bigger and better, and making it so we have more warning ahead of time for flooding and what have you. So basically what we do is we have a lot of these 10-foot standpipes that you can see on the top here. That one there, is up at the slide fire. So after a fire, we go in and we put in rain gauges, and this is a tipping bucket. This is what will be inside of it. And what it does, the rain comes in the little can and it flips and it tips. And what that does, it with this cord sends a signal into this transmitter. And with the transmitter, it collects the data inside this computer board, and there's an antenna hooked to this, and it goes out this little radio in the back here. And then it goes up to this repeater site. That's on top of Mingus Mountain.
Okay, right here.
Yeah, and that's our tower. We share a tower there, and it collects the data there, and then it shoots it down to our base station, which is right down below there, which is at our office. And what that does is we have a receiver decoder, which is right there, and it goes to a computer. When it comes in to the receiver decoder, it's a bunch of ones and zeros.
Oh, real old computer language.
Yeah, it's
the basic
binary code type
Right.
thing. So what happens is that goes to the computer, ones and zeros, and then it transfers it into readable data. And we have our website, www.ycflood.com. It's open to the public. You can look at an interactive map, and those little green, it's hard to see, the little green squares, that's live rain data that comes in. So it updates every 5 minutes. On the website, and as soon as you get a tip on the bucket, it sends a signal. Within a few seconds, we have it at the office. And we have alarms set out for warnings for firefighters to know that rivers are rising. We have, over here on the side, shows some other instruments. We have temperature sensors, humidity, wind sensors, pressure transducers. We've added radar in the last year. We have 2 radar. We have one on Tuzagoot Bridge right over there to monitor the level of the river, and we have weather stations that's up top there in the corner. So we're trying to get better. We're improving our system this year. We're going to slowly update it to Alert 2, which is long story, a lot of complicated, but once we get to the thing and set up, we have a live rain coming in, and we set everything up for the kids and the family, and we walk them through the website and tell them all about it. And
So you just be teaching people about emergencies, flood emergencies specifically, and how we can protect property and life. Because some of those floods just really took in just neighborhoods of homes, and the horse arena at the time was just really devastating for those. And then David Lash, 20 years ago or whatever, was out in his kayak saving people, in these horrible flood conditions. I don't know how many CFS. What was it? 20? What was the maximum?
I don't remember.
Or even 60.
It was way up there. I don't remember the exact
cubic
number.
feet per second, but it was a raging river. The little Verde can get pretty boisterous sometimes.
It's one of those things that happens very quickly. For instance, we've had a lot of snow, and our biggest fear in the wintertime with the El Nino is we get a lot of snow, and then all of a sudden it warms up and it rains.
And that melts the snow.
That melts the snow, and next thing you know, boom, we have water.
A raging flood.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, and you don't know. And so that's why we're really doing our due diligence to try to keep the equipment updated, and I maintain them. And we try to put new innovative stuff out there like radars and stuff, because it's a lot faster and it responds quicker, and so doing the things to make it safer, and we can get people out of their homes and stuff before things actually happen.
And so thinking about a young person who is interested in science or technology, engineering or math, right here is a job that they could train for, and they could have a job like this right here in Yavapai County.
And helping the local community.
Absolutely.
But I shared space with Dave last year and saw the display, and it was the first time I had seen it, and it's fascinating.
Right.
It's absolutely fascinating
the display
to see what it does.
is so much more, than just looking at it on a board. I mean, it's really live and live and in person.
And in person, you get to touch and look at it.
Yeah, you touch and see, and lights. Everything lights up, and we have all kinds of cool things. And it's there's hydrology. Kids can go to school to learn about hydrology, and learning about the terrain and how to judge stuff and how to. There's so many things that are out there for the kids that we'll be able to talk to them
So for a
about.
child watching this show, what does hydrology mean?
Well, hydrology is land, looking at the land, trying to do math, lots of math. So kids, do your math.
So you kind of look under the ground,
You look
at
under
aquifers and
yeah.
water and
And then
rivers and
Yep.
anything to do with water and land, kind of.
Yeah, and you can you look at the land. Okay, we have a stream that comes through here. It looks like it's dry, but you know what? This is what can happen because of the tributaries that come into the stream. Oh, now it can be a big river, and that's why
Yes.
we encourage kids not to play in dry riverbeds and
Right.
and all that
You
stuff.
just never know when there
You
could
never
be
know.
a flash flood and that sort of thing.
One of the last things I would like to say is when it is a dry riverbed, it could rain up in Flagstaff and snow, and all the water from there works its way down here, and you would never know it's not raining here. Next thing you know, boom, we have a raging
You have
river,
a raging river, and you're in it.
and
Yeah.
you're in it, and
Yeah.
someone can
You
get
have to pay
seriously
attention.
hurt.
Yes, pay attention at all times when you're in a dry riverbed.
Yep.
So these are just some of the things that you learn if you like science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. I want to share a little bit. We just have a few minutes left. The Verde Valley SciTech Festival has events across the Verde Valley. April 2nd will be the Verde Valley Medical Center, fantastic voyage. And last year they had us in the operating rooms. We could see the doctors and talk with the doctors, and they explained surgeries, and it was so interesting. It was wonderful.
Wow.
So on April 2nd, if you can make it to the Verde Valley Medical Center, that is going to be, they just have the best presentation that you can imagine. April 2nd also will be the National Park Service and Verde Valley National Monument, Science and History, and they'll be held at Montezuma Castle and Montezuma Well and Tuzigoot. On April 5th, the Sedona Water Reclamation Plant will be shown, and it's going to be called Multiplying the Benefit, How the Sedona Water Reclamation Plant Manages Wastewater. And April 5th, again, we'll have the Sedona Public Library STEAM theme, and that will be in the Children's Room on White Bear Road. April 5th, again, Beaver Creek School will be having their event, and they call that the STEAM Extravaganza. April 6th will be the Mingus Union High School City of Cottonwood STEM Campus to Career Showcase. And the City of Cottonwood, actually, we were doing a lot at our utilities department, at our fire department, and our police department. And we weren't getting the attendance that we really needed. The utilities, APS and Unisource and the waste management companies, they said we really need more attendance. So we just brainstormed and how can we increase attendance, and decided to collaborate with Mingus Union High School. So they will be having their event on April 6th. And we'll be doing, as Carla said, student things in the morning and public things in the afternoon. But there will be so much to see there, and we really hope that we get the public to be involved with it. The Verde River Valley Nature Organization Outdoor Science will be there. Friends of the Verde River Greenway. They're going to show GIS use and habitat restoration. Cottonwood Public Safety will be there. Yavapai County will be there with their presentations, and flood control. And the Cottonwood Airport and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University will be there. Cottonwood Water and Wastewater, Unisource, APS, Waste Management, Preferred Pump, HMS, and ProPipe are signed up now, but that could increase. We may have more. On April 6th will be the Cottonwood Oak Creek School District STEM Fair and Invention Convention, and that's always fun. That'll be at 1 North
That is
Willard.
fun.
April 7th will be the Camp Verde High School and the town of Camp Verde SciTech Day 2016. at their school in Camp Verde. On April 7th, the Verde Valley Montessori School will have their event called The Universe, Big and Small. And I went to their event last year, and it was just fantastic. April 8th will be the main expo at Yavapai College. That starts at 5 p.m. And April 8th will also be the Cottonwood Public Library. Techies have more fun at the library. So all of these events, and then we'll end up in Camp Verde with the Verde Valley Archaeology event. To kind of wrap things up. And so there's just going to be, and this is not all of it. I mean, this is
Right.
just a little bit. We keep adding and adding as time goes on. So there's just going to be so much to do, so much to learn for not just our children, but families
everybody.
and
Yep.
older adults can learn things. Everybody can learn something at the SciTech Festival.
Okay.
So I think that we've pretty much covered a couple of things. We just wanted to show folks, well, what might we see at the Verde Valley SciTech Festival? So we are going to say goodbye for now, but we hope to see our community at the Verde Valley SciTech Festival the first week of April, and you can find out what's going on at vvscitech.org. And that's the way it is in Cottonwood.